and instead we can talk when we're in the game, which is almost as good. So once again, welcome to the show here, and yeah, tonight it's going to be Semner and I taking care of business here. Normally, of course, we'd be at a room on fire, but for the ESL tournament, we're at the ESL channel. It's almost like it was meant to be. Semler, we're going to be playing Dust 2, Inferno, and Nuke. What do you make of the map choices?
I think this is actually pretty interesting. It could go either way. PlanetKey, they've shown some good performances on all these maps. I mean, these are kind of like, you know, not to be too fluff about it, but really, like, when it comes to Dust 2 and Inferno, in general, these are the two stronger maps for teams just because they've played them so much. So having it be a best of 3, starting off with these two maps, I feel like we're going to be able to see the best out of both of these teams right off the bat. They're both looking good. They're both looking sharp. So if it comes down to Nuke, though, I think it'll go Copenhagen Wolves' way. So this is a best of 3 where PlanetKey really have to step up in the first two maps if they want to have a shot at staying in that upper bracket.
Yeah, I agree. That would be my analysis. I think even if it goes to a third map, I think Copenhagen Wolves have a pretty good chance of doing this. I do worry about PlanetKey, though. I mean, it was Copenhagen Wolves that picked Inferno. PlanetKey actually picked Dust 2. You're picking Dust 2 against Nico? I don't know.
Yeah, right?
That is scary.
Yeah, that's something that can give you pause, give you a bit of a moment to worry. Watching him in the warm up here as well, he's looking like he's pretty on point. But then again, you know, of course, warm up, everybody plays like a god. We all know this. Matchmaking heroes, warm up warriors. That's what it's all about, right? But now getting into the actual match, we're gonna see him with an AWP on this map. It should be pretty tough to deal with.
Do we know about the inverse correlation between how well you do in warm-up and how much you suck in the actual game? There's nothing worse than hitting all your shots in the warm-up and you build up like a false sense of confidence. Even though you know you're not supposed to read anything into it, you still kind of feel like, oh, you know, I'm doing pretty good today. You know, maybe this is going to be a pretty good match, and then it's awful. I think there's something going on there as well. All right, well, we're finally getting into it here. So the knife round to start it off with, it's Copenhagen Wolves versus PlanetKey Dynamics here for the ESL Pro League. Second week running, so welcome to the show. Invite your friends and, yeah, get more people involved with watching the show. And, of course, thanks to all of you for tuning in already here. Already a pretty good audience churn out just with the first map starting off now, so you're perfectly in time. Chopley brought a Molotov to the knife fight. That's interesting.
Yeah, I was like, they're getting a bit extra money, right? So all of a sudden we're seeing Molotovs, and I'm just like, be careful. Cadian's running around with an HE. So I'm wondering if he's been watching Reddit. You know, he's going to go ahead and run up and just get shanked, but then let that HE drop, blow everybody up. Cadian, you know, could he do it?
I mean, he has
he's going to need a really big... he's going to need a brilliant nade if it was going to work there. 1v4, I don't know.
You got to be careful about doing that as well, because once you bring in like weapons that you're not supposed to use into a situation like that, you know, maybe it can backfire. Remember Delpan and the Orc? You know, gotta leave those things be, man. Can't just change the rules. Maybe they get back on you. But now we're finally ready here. So it's PlanetKey. They get to start on the counter-terrorist side. Copenhagen Wolves, they get to start on the terrorist side. And we'll have a pistol round to set it off with. And I don't know, with Fetish not here, with Cadian playing instead, and this is predominantly, I think, apart from Pimp and Nico, this is like a very young team, AC, Cadian, and Kjaerbye. I kind of expect some crazy Counter-Strike to be played from the Danish side here. You know, like not too slow.
No, I expect some brutal Counter-Strike, really. Like, this could really turn into a bit of a slugging match, which is why, you know, when we start talking about it, we're a little leery about it ending up that way, just because of how Nico is so dominant with that AWP. So if you want to just slug it out with him, you may be in for a bit of a rough time. But there are, I mean, some heavy hitters on PlanetKey as well that could potentially go toe-to-toe. So if it comes down to just a brutal slug match, Copenhagen Wolves, they're going to have the edge. But PlanetKey starting on the CT side, this is the big thing here is, you know, again, Dust 2, bit of a momentum map. If they get that pistol, and if they can take that fourth round, then anything is possible. PlanetKey could run away with the half. So let's see here now. We're about to get into the pistol round, and let's see what we have in store for us as far as like what they're going to spend their money on right now.
Already a lot of grenades being purchased on PlanetKey's side, because you're right, that's a pretty big indication. So PlanetKey definitely looking to defend a lot with the smokes and everything else. They set up a little bit in the middle, so maybe not that much defending, or more sort of an aggressive offense down in lower dark, where they have Chopley and Alex. I actually love this setup. They're going to be so focused on Chopley, they might not even think about Alex being here. So he's going to fall back. Alex lands the first opening headshot, and then they try and escape through the middle. He's going to land a second one falling back. What a great start here for PlanetKey.
Oh, yeah, sick 2 shots there from Alex. And that was perfect. You hit it on the head there, man. It was just all about the surprise. And there it is. They quickly react, Copenhagen Wolves. They rush onto the B site, and they manage to catch Nex off guard. The question is now, can they get the bomb across the door? Because Alex is holding right here, waiting for that jump. And he's going to take that fight, but he takes way too much damage.
Oh, Chopley was not supposed to be pushed in there. I'm not sure why I did that. That actually gives Copenhagen Wolves a bit of a chance to get back in. This AC is going to land the 3rd kill of the round for himself, and they haven't taken any damage. Still have 50 seconds left here. This is actually a pretty good position for Copenhagen Wolves. AC looking for the opening. Nico's also down here. If Alexar steps the wrong way, might be a big problem. Smoke goes off once. Bomb is attempted. AC's covering the plateau, and PlanetKey have to time this perfectly. They have one more smoke left, and I don't think that's going to help them too much.
Especially now that they're starting to play a little bit here. They do have a kit, but now as I say that, Ace, he's got 4 kills. 4 kills, and he's still alive. This could be an ace, a pistol ace to start it off. AC's going to get forced behind the box. He's got 40 HP left, but Nico's still alive with full HP on that site. This is so tough now for Alex. He has to walk in, and Nico will catch him as he tries to get through the doors. But look at that. I mean, we start off right there. 2 kills coming in from Alex, and you're thinking this is looking really good here for PlanetKey. All of a sudden, they got a 2-man lead, and then AC happens. He just steps in and dominates them.
Oh, that was almost like a matchmaking level play from Chopley. And I hate to say it because Chopley's a really good player, but the way he sort of pushed in without the rest of his teams in a 5-on-3 situation, that is just not supposed to happen. They should... Normally, you don't want to give up the B-bomb site because retaking is pretty hard, but when you're in a 5-on-3, you can almost afford to do it. But certainly, the last thing you'd want to do is have one person sort of peeking in at a time. So that was very unfortunate for PlanetKey because they had such a good start. I mean, the play they had initially was very cool, and it landed them 2 kills, and that should be like a 90% secure pistol round like that.
Essentially, you should be looking at that and being like, okay, now we just lock it down. We put 2 guys up on the sites and maybe 1 guy floating around mid, and we just make sure that Copenhagen Wolves, wherever they go, it's going to be heavily defended. But instead, they kind of just walk in one at a time and get picked up. And you can't afford to make that kind of mistake versus Copenhagen Wolves. Young players maybe, but they do have some experience on the lineup, and they're going to be able to keep their cool. So we just saw that now in the pistol. And in the second round now, let's see. PlanetKey have forced up behind this. They've got 5-7s. No CZs. No CZs. But a lot of 5-7s here to work with.
Flashbangs out, and Alexar will take up a bit of a peek up here with the 5-7. You're right. It's also a P250, really close range. They got to be careful. This is instant headshot range. He lands the 1, he lands the double. Chopley! He almost got the triple then. That was incredible. Nico does go down to the damage landed. Now, Cadian's got to try and bring this back. Him and AZ, they got to hold on to this round. Chopley did so much. Nex is going to take him down. Now it's all up to AC. He's running up with the gun out, with the knife out, and he's going to go down to Nex, who ends up landing a triple kill. But that was Chopley just making up for the mistake he did last round and winning in that round. That was beautiful.
Yeah, he nearly gets 3 kills. He almost took out Nico there as well. He dropped Nico down to 4 HP. Like, that is... He was on the line of a one-shot headshot kill there with the P250. That was so close. But that... Yeah, okay. Talk about bringing it back in fine style. They get the save guns as well. That was a perfect way to bounce back in this for PlanetKey, and it's definitely a bit of a tight spot now for Copenhagen Wolves. Copenhagen Wolves aren't even going to force up behind this either. I was expecting them to go for like Kevlar armor, get some nades, and just try and strike back, but they're deciding to pace themselves a little here.
Oh, look how fast they are in the middle. Chopley actually has no idea. He's finally going to go back here, and he's going to run right into Nico's Tech 9. And, well, next we'll take him down up from the window in B-bomb site. You're right, they did not force it up. They're just trying their very best. Alexar taking a fight over on long with Cadian and should be able to come out on top here. Shouldn't be that much of an issue. He does drop down to 16 health, which is a little bit scary. But the rest of PlanetKey are in a good position. And Pimp will be the last man alive here, taking a fight and actually landing a headshot on Strux. This is a very expensive round. And with the bomb plant, it's actually going to be a really good round for Copenhagen Wolves.
Yeah, Copenhagen Wolves might be kicking themselves now that they actually didn't spend the money on that helmet Kevlar. Look at how close they're coming. Pip gets another shot. He nearly takes out Nex. That is way too close for comfort for PlanetKey. I mean, 3 kills and a bomb plant. That's already huge success there for Copenhagen Wolves on a round that they hardly spent any money in, just picking up pistols. And now they nearly lost 4 guys. That was way too close.
Yeah, that was scary for a moment. I'm not sure what happened, but that could have gone horribly wrong. And you're right. I mean, by some weird turn of events, they pretty wished at that point that they would have been buying full armor and grenades, because then they pretty would have won the round. But 50-50 hindsight and all of that. Because they saved and got the bomb down as well, and especially actually because they got the bomb down, they now all can afford to buy. So looking at Kirby, that's an $800 bonus for anyone not into the system if you put the bomb down for your team, even if you lose the round. So Kirby would have been much lower, obviously, down at down below 4,000. So that's a critical thing.
It certainly is. What interests me now is that Nico has enough money to pick up an AWP. He could go glass cannon here. So I'm curious to see if he's going to go for that now. PlanetKey do have enough to force up, especially with Nex. He's got 7,500 in the bank right now, so that's definitely some rifles there that they can actually throw around and make sure that the CT side is equipped this round. So the question is, does Nico go for that op? No. Okay, he's going to go for AK and nades instead.
Interesting. It might be an indication about what type of play Copenhagen Wolves want to do. I mean, they did all spawn for B, so...
YOLO!
So, yeah, it's the YOLO play, but the smoke is up. Are they really going to try and just brute force their way through? Yes, they are. Running right in. Struxy hiding in the corner. He's got the M4 in hand. He's mowing them down. Great double kill from Struxy. Comes out of the smoke. Nico finally took one in return, but it's not even close to enough. And Cadian, who was left behind, well, he's also completely alone now. 1-on-4 here.
And that's why they call it YOLO B. Oh man, clean kill there on the end. But that is why Nex, I mean, they were in the perfect position there to cut PlanetKey up, or to cut Copenhagen Wolves up rather. PlanetKey just managing to get into that corner fast enough behind the smokes, behind the flashes, and Copenhagen Wolves, they just go rushing out, expecting there to be a passive hold out of PlanetKey. Clearly, they were just like, okay, let's get through the smoke, look towards plateau, look towards that site, pick off the first guy, and then the site will be ours, because they were certainly expecting somebody to be on B slope. Instead, they just get backstabbed and just shredded. So that is a risk that just didn't pay off there for Copenhagen Wolves, and unfortunately for them, they're going to be back to pistols this round.
Oh man, AC finding Alexar in the pit, and we'll be able to reclaim that AK, which is good news. That means now PlanetKey really need to play defensively. If they lose one more player at any point during this, that's going to be a little bit disastrous for them. But gotta say, PlanetKey, they've done a pretty good job on the first 4 rounds here. Into the 5th round, they just need to clear this one home, and they actually will have a decent start to this first half.
I mean, it's certainly looking like it, man. 4 rounds. I mean, they can definitely keep some pressure up on Copenhagen Wolves from this position, no doubt about it. Question is now, Copenhagen Wolves looks like they want to try and sneak their way up long. They're walking up there. Stavros is going to find one, and Trobley goes jumping right into the whole lot of them. What? And then what? Stavros?
That was all 3 of them. They lined up. They had that so well thought out, Copenhagen Wolves. So here was the plan, and this is a fairly simple plan to execute. AC stays in the background with the AK and shoots. Everybody else from the team walks up really close to the left-hand side of A long, and then when they get close enough, they just run around the corner and fight him, and that would have worked perfectly, except they ended up fighting the guy who was over the A-bomb site, and Stavros just completely destroyed them from the crossover. So actually kind of sloppy work from Copenhagen Wolves, but very, very interesting mowdown coming up. And now aggressively, Stavros been boosted up. He's going to move very close to Cadian here, and he will lose the fight. Nico picks up Tropley as well, so I have no idea. That looked like that was a great plan from PlanetKey, but it didn't work this time. Oh, now what are we into?
Oops. Forgot that I didn't have my left alt key bound anymore. Okay, so I'm just talking into my mic. Okay, so now we're good. And yeah, as I was saying, it's really a case of PlanetKey just getting caught red-handed there. And when it came down to landing the shots, Copenhagen Wolves, they did not miss the opportunity. Now things are about to get hairy here for Nex.
I was going to say, what do you rate his chances are like? I don't think they're going to be all that great. Well, he's going to take out Cadian, who was low, but then a very swift return. And I think Alexar and Struxy should save here. There's really no reason to fight. I kind of wish they'd get a little bit close together, out on long somewhere, or down in pit, but they certainly can't fight.
No, and it's all about details, right? That was nice that Copenhagen Wolves actually fed Cadian in there just to get the info. He's low, you put him in, take point, find out where the guy's defending from, and then that pretty much went perfectly there for Copenhagen Wolves. Textbook play. Feed one guy, you're baiting with him to figure out where the opponent is holding from, and then the second guy in gets that kill, and voila, the site is yours. So, great round for Copenhagen Wolves to bounce back, and it's a shame that they aren't able to find these rifles. But then again, they don't have very much money to go hunting right now. Everything is so valuable for Copenhagen Wolves. It's no surprise that they're hanging out on the other side of the map as well, making sure that they don't get picked off.
Yeah, I agree. So, if you are just joining us, I see a lot more people have joined since we started. Big welcome to the show, of course. This is only the first half of the first map, so you're in perfect time to enjoy this best of 3 right here. And a big shout out to the Twitch chat that... I don't know what's happened lately. I don't know if it's winter keeping everyone in and people have got like cabin fever or something, but Twitch chat seems to be more crazy than it normally is. I swear every time anything happens, everyone just goes nuts and either spams throw or vac or almost anything else. It's very interesting. It's a fun experience, guys, so keep it up. A lot of grenades all around on Copenhagen Wolves and PlanetKey, because they save that stuff, they're still able to buy just fine here. So we'll see if the Germans can't continue on the good streak they've had so far.
Yeah, this is going to be a bit of a rocky round, however, if PlanetKey lose this one, because they're still going to have 2 guys that can buy, but 3 members of their team are going to be very low on money. So this is a crucial round for both teams, pretty much. Copenhagen Wolves need to lock it down solid, and PlanetKey do as well. And we're not really seeing too much now, apart from just standard play. Copenhagen Wolves getting control of Catwalk, sitting in mid, making sure that they have control of that. So they have all the map that they need right now. Question is where they want to take it.
There's a beautiful grenade that was thrown down from the middle. I think Chopley was in charge of that and did some significant damage to Pimp and Nico both. I do like this passive approach on PlanetKey, though, just making sure that they are covering the angles they need and making Copenhagen Wolves waste time. They're not giving them any chance here, really, for an easy entry frag. Now, eventually, wouldn't be surprised if they end up with a B-split push, just because they haven't seen much mid-control coming out from PlanetKey so far. I mean, when the CTs aren't controlling middle, it's a good chance they're doing kind of the setup that they are, in fact, doing right now. So it's going to be rough, I think, for Nex and Struxy to hold this.
This is going to be brutal. Trubley might get caught with a knife in hand as well. Smoke goes down, and unfortunately for him, he does not manage to do any damage at all. Copenhagen Wolves rushing up to that site, but Strux is holding beautifully. 3 kills for him as they try and rush through, and then Trubley with the backstab to drop the bomb carrier. It's not going to happen, AC. You pulled a 1v, you pulled 4 kills in the pistol, but now you've got 2 seconds left. You're going to be dead. They're waiting for the clock to run out, and then they get the kill, so he gets no money out of this round. Really nicely done there by PlanetKey.
Yeah, Struxy doing something very, very smart. So I think everyone by now has realized how Titan sometimes hold this bomb site by smoking off the doors, which is what Existence does. Then he runs into Upper Dark to try and fight that. What Struxy did was he threw down a smoke that was a little bit further up. Then he actually hid right at the corner of it. So they probably thought that they were inside the bomb site, but in fact he was sort of right at the edge of it, and they just ran into the meat grinder. That's a very cool way of using smokes, and I kind of wish we had done this beforehand, but I've had a long conversation with Vendetta a couple of days ago about exactly about how these smokes work and about how playing at the edge of them and even playing under them sometimes, like shooting under them if you can put the smokes that right, might be something that we'll see in future game, you know, in the meta game soon enough, because it seems to be more and more popular. So kind of cool to see it as well. But going into the 8th round, not that great of a buy for Copenhagen Wolves here.
No, that's the problem with these rounds. You know, they're not able to establish an economy right now, Copenhagen Wolves. And PlanetKey, they're winning those key rounds that are not going to let Copenhagen Wolves get out of control. So Copenhagen Wolves now going to go for a bit of the run and gun, and it's actually going to work. But they lose 3 guys in the process. Bomb dropped on the CT slope as well. That's not going to help them. They have to try and make their way through and snag it. But they lose another man in the process. And now it's 1v3 for Kiervi. The best thing he can do now is basically get this plant. But he's not even going to do that. Stavros annihilates him.
Great job. Solid defense once again here. Guy holding on A-ramp got killed really quickly, got flashed out completely, and they still managed to recover, especially, I'm not sure who that, was it Struxy holding up on Catwalk? I'm not sure. He had some really good spray control and managed to take down 2 members of Copenhagen Wolves before he got taken out. So this is looking fantastic right now for PlanetKey. They should be excited about this situation.
And again, the aggression actually there. PlanetKey, this is going to be interesting. It looked like Copenhagen Wolves wanted to go for the straight B-rush, but instead it's going to be a B-rush through mid-doors, and they could catch Trubley off guard. They will be able to pick up his gun eventually here. Trying to push through onto B slope. They want to overwhelm the defense fast, see if they can't get onto this site and get this bomb down, but the defense is holding for now until he can't even get the kill on Struxy. 1 HP on Struxy.
And Nex just turned out to be a complete tank in that door. He actually took down 4 people and never moved out of the spot. So I don't know. That looked like it was going to be almost perfect for Copenhagen Wolves. If they dropped Nex, then surely Struxy would have gone down as well, and it would have been at least a bomb plant. So 7-2. I really think Copenhagen Wolves need to get back in here and at least get 7 rounds in this first half. I think with 7 rounds, they can be alright on the terrorist side, but I think if they get much less than that, it's going to be a little bit tricky. And look at how they're pushing up here. AC in a perfect position and a great double kill to open it up with. And he's not even going to ask his team. He's just going to run in. He's like, alright, I've got B, I'm going for it. Middle, Chopley goes down as well, and it's looking fabulous, finally, for Copenhagen Wolves.
Yeah, great read here on all parts. I mean, AC basically catching them off guard. Perfect positioning from him. They haven't used that position yet, so for PlanetKey to push in there, AC was just ready. Everything went his way that time around. And now he's actually sprinted around the entire map and spotted out Stavros. He knows exactly where Stavros is playing from now. So there's not going to be much hope here for PlanetKey to hold on to the gun. Nico will hunt him down in the end. And that is a solid round there from Copenhagen Wolves. Just all about the momentum. As soon as AC basically just like kills off the defense on B site, everything falls into place for the Wolves and they just close in like a pack.
Got to point out as well that Kjaerbye is currently at 0 kills, 3 and 8. So definitely a very, very bad first half for him, which is unusual. He's obviously, one of the big up-and-coming talents that a lot of people have been talking about recently. But so far, it's looking a little bit dire. Stavros, again, playing at the edge of the smoke here, trying to see if he can find some sort of breakthrough. He runs right through on Pip, will go down anyway. And up on short, they got to be careful. Nico's up there as well, throwing some grenades out. Copenhagen Wolves could slow it down, but they're going to keep pushing.
Yeah, they're going to keep that momentum up. It looks like they just want to shift it around. They're like, okay, the slow game isn't working for us, guys. What can we do? Okay, all-out aggression and just try and catch PlanetKey off guard. And so far, that has actually worked fairly well. I mean, look, the results. Nico's going to find Nex, who was holding on Cat, and now it's just going to be Struxy, who's now caught, actually, down in CT. So that's not going to help him either. He won't be able to actually get out of here if everything goes according to plan for the Wolves.
Well, Kjaerbye landed a kill, so something is going in the right direction. We just have to call people out, Semler, and they step it up.
Things happen.
Yes, what it always is.
Every time. Strux, does he... What? What? Cadian.
I don't know.
He just turns away from him. Okay, Strux should go down now. Yeah, Kjaerbye gets him. So there you go. Anders, 1 round, 2 kills. Kjaerbye just, saying, come at me.
Excellent. Well, that is about time, because you really can't afford to have... only 4 out of 5 members playing. It's not good enough. You need every single one. Now, Nico has an AWP, and PlanetKey are actually saving. So, with a little bit of luck, maybe Copenhagen Wolves could have a... Maybe not a good finish to this first half. I think that train might have already left the station, but maybe like still an acceptable half here.
Curious to see if they... I think Strux was just a little bit too late there to spot them moving up Cat onto that A site. Now it's going to be Stavros playing peekaboo. He's going to get caught. Nice headshot there, and Pimp will find the second man. So, over on long, it's going to come down now to Trubly to try and stop him, but it's not going to happen. And very quick round again for Copenhagen Wolves. They aren't interested in playing a Na'Vi style of game where they take all the time in the rounds before they make their play. Looks like Copenhagen Wolves now, they're just all about getting in PlanetKey's face, just getting in there with the ultra aggression and cracking sights wide open.
Not at all a bad idea either, I would say. Rifles back in the hands of PlanetKey. Copenhagen Wolves obviously still have theirs. And if the Danes lost this upcoming round, they'd still be able to buy. Same as not true for PlanetKey. What's up?
That's so clever. I really like that Trubly. That was some sneaky play. So what he does, he's like, okay, you guys are going to play fast? I'm going to throw a smoke halfway up mid and make you think that we're going to be pushing into lower dark or pushing you mid or something, right? Sowing confusion in the ranks. So and they don't even commit. PlanetKey still hold back passively. So how they get Copenhagen Wolves to slow down their pace, they just make it look like PlanetKey are going to go for the aggression. And that is just forcing Copenhagen Wolves to slow down the play, slow it down, because then they have to worry about getting flanked or caught off guard from lower or any number of things. So that is actually a very cool little play there coming in from Trubly. Now the question is, the push is going to come in. Can they hold here on the B site?
They're not checking up on the box here. Nexus right around the corner. He will eventually fall. Struxy up on the plateau. Instant headshot on Kjaerbye. It's still down to a throw on 3 here. He's very low on health. The grenade will drop him. And now Chotley in the crossover is going to be dropping the bomb as well on Cadian. So that's now in the doorway. They're going to try and pick it up. Oh, wow. Pimp coming up from behind with a double kill to seal Chotley and Alex R's fate. And now Stavros, well, he's maybe in the right spot here if he drops this one, but Pimp with a 3rd headshot to save the round for Copenhagen Wolves. That's how it's done, Semler, apparently.
Apparently. God damn, Pimp. Those 2 kills already, the 2 kills that he got coming into CT were crucial, but that one right there, I don't think Nico had any idea that he would be coming in through B site. So Pimp just literally saved the round, saved his teammate, saved everything right there with that headshot. So there you go. I mean, Copenhagen Wolves all of a sudden, they're turning everything around. And there's Gjerby with the entry frag. Picks off Stavros at long. Just like that. Hits that perfect timing and doesn't miss the opportunity.
Alexar almost walking into Gjerby, and actually he gets shot in the head through the door, I think. So Alexar still on 53. That's going to be now a 4-on-4 situation and a good return kill from Alex. But you're right, all of a sudden it seems a little bit brighter for the Danish team.
They're looking pretty good now, you know. I guess basically they had to stop being elegant and just go for that brute force battle that we were wondering about at the beginning. And when it came down to it, when it turned into a slugging match, it's looking like Copenhagen Wolves, they have a bit of an edge. PlanetKey, now they're the ones who basically have to kind of bounce back, because you don't want to go with such a strong start into the half and then end on a weak note. Like, they want to get at least one more round in this half. So the question is now, I mean, knowing that they're going up against a Danish team who just excel on defense, it's going to be tough here for PlanetKey if they can't get at least another one.
Well, they're doing a good job so far. Oh, Strux, how does he not get that kill? AC looked like he was walking into a set trap, and somehow now he's cleared the bomb site. They're going to, instead of going up middle, which I think is a very smart idea, they have the time to go back instead and run upper, so they don't risk losing the bomb in some awkward spot. And this is going to be a really really tough retake, especially as AC is going to land that second kill in upper dark as well. Pimp will take the kill on Alexar, and PlanetKey will be utterly out of money if they lose. Well, they'll have the round loss, so they can really buy FAMASs, but this is actually a huge turnaround for the Danes. Double, for Pimp, double for AC. It's looking all of a sudden much better for Copenhagen Wolves.
Absolutely. That's 5 rounds in a row now for them. That's a turnaround right there. 10th round and on, they just started laying waste, and now I mean, they're going to be in a 4-spy situation now going into the 15th round. So last round of the first half here, all or nothing for PlanetKey to come out ahead in the rounds, and that's what they need, considering Copenhagen Wolves on the CT side are going to be pretty scary. So look at how they're actually changing things up here. PlanetKey, they're going straight up on the cat.
All right, AC was down in lower dark. They kind of hesitated for a moment. I thought they were going to keep running, but they hesitated, and that meant they kind of got stuck where AC could pick them off. Alexar with one good pick, a great double kill, and Struxy's there as well. And maybe that the German team is going to bring it back anyway. Oh, but double grenade, and then the follow-up headshot from Pimp will bring down Alexar. Still a 2-on-3, and it is not quite done yet. Nico making the crossover as well. They got to be careful. Coming up from behind is Nex, and he's currently been playing very well in this first half. He's got the FAMAS in hand, looking for the kill on Pimp, and Pimp will take one more with him, going for the triple kill, but it's not going to be working out. He will lose, and PlanetKey, they're going to make it 8-7. So at the end, Semler, after losing 5 rounds in a row, they do recover.
They do manage to bounce back. And there is that, maybe that one moment, right, where it's teams, they struggle to just continue. They'll start to slack off once they feel like they're ahead, and then they start to really struggle, and they can't quite get it going until it's at like the very end, right? It's like the last round before overtime, or they're just getting into overtime and they're able to reset and make things work again. So it seems like that's what happened here with PlanetKey. All of a sudden, they started landing some shots again. Towards the end, they played it very well, peeking together and making sure that Copenhagen Wolves couldn't come out from that position. You know, getting locked down on that A side is when it gets difficult for T side, and PlanetKey made sure that, you know, they were under pressure the entire time. Copenhagen Wolves couldn't get into solid afterplants. So now, you know, can PlanetKey, is their T side going to be polished enough to crack the Danish machine?
Yeah. I don't know. I think Copenhagen Wolves are going to be a little bit scary, but if they win the pistol, they get up to 11-7. It's a 4-round lead. I think they could definitely do it. This is their map pick, and I think there's a chance to. I'm impressed by how well they've been playing. I think there were a couple of rounds that they could have won out of the 5 that they lost at the end here, but some of them were pretty convincing in favor of Copenhagen Wolves. Well, let's see. We do have the restart coming in, so second half is going to be coming up, ladies and gentlemen. Again, welcome to the show. This is a best-of-3 game, and we are just getting started now with the second half of the first map, and this is the ESL Pro League. So welcome to the show. I'm Anders, with me Semler, of course. And it's just going to be the 2 of us tonight, having fun and watching Counter-Strike. And we don't get to do that nearly enough these days, so we're thankful that we can do it finally.
Yeah, we're having some fun here, man. This is a good mid of the week. It's hump day after all, but, you know, best solution for that, watch some CS. Let's see here. Right now, it's Copenhagen Wolves. Not as much gear picked up on their side, and no kit either. So that's actually interesting there. Copenhagen Wolves, this is almost a statement from them. This bomb will not get planted this round.
We're not going to allow it, but there are 5 people on the other side who have a bit of a say in how that works out. Pimp is going to get gunned down, and that's the word go for PlanetKey now. They're up in the middle. AC falling back here behind the smoke, but Starburst is not going to stop. He's going to keep going through. Nice headshot from AC. Turns around. Cadian is there to back him up. They're just fighting left and right, and they seem to be coming out on top. AC gets a chance to reload. Struxy, very low on health. He's going to keep charging in the grenade. It's going to finish off Cadian. It's still a 2-on-2. Kirby and Nico are left, and now it's just going to be Struxy. 1-on-2 with the Glock in hand, and 16 bullets left. Keep spamming away. He's got the bullets to do it, but he's not got the health. He will go down, and Nico with a double kill here. Copenhagen Wolves coming out of the pistol round, even though it looked like PlanetKey had the right idea then.
It looked like PlanetKey had the right idea, and they even had a bit of luck there going their way. Unfortunately for them, they couldn't quite take out AC fast enough. He was able to do some sick damage with that USPS, get those headshots, but then Cadian shoots AC in the back of the head. And at that point, I'm thinking, if Cadian dies within the next 3 seconds, this is going to be really tough for Copenhagen Wolves. It happens, and yet Copenhagen Wolves still managed to come back into it. But if Copenhagen Wolves somehow lost that round, Cadian would be kicking himself right now, because that was a bit of a mistake there that gave PlanetKey an opening.
Yeah, I agree. As soon as Pimp went down in the middle, through that smoke almost, it seemed like that was the perfect opening. PlanetKey, they had bought, they did not get the bomb down, so they're on just the one Tech 9, which I personally find disappointing, but they have the pistols either way and the armor to try and get something done here. Kirby, got to be careful he doesn't overextend. I think he saw how many people were up there, so they're going to have to wait. And actually, Copenhagen Wolves don't have any grenades. They don't have any HE grenades to stop the plant here, so this is going to be almost a free plant, and they're going back on short. This is actually crazy good for PlanetKey. They get the kill, Trotley there. AC goes down after just the one. Oh my god. Look at what they're doing in that corner.
They're up in Goose now. This is decent after plant, but look at PlanetKey's setup right now. This is actually going to be really tough for Copenhagen Wolves to close in on, because the bomb is planted for Cat. They only have one guy on Cat though, but they're going to try and wrap around, and it couldn't have gone better. Next double with the Tech 9 as well. Natu is smiling right now, man.
That was I can't believe it. That was actually, they found the one weak spot, the one chink in the armor here, which is go up plant on short, then fall back, and because Copenhagen Wolves had, I think it had like a couple of smokes that they had used already. They had no HC grenades, no Molotovs to try and keep them away from you know, retaking the site. And they had a couple of people even still in the site just waiting by the box right here on Gandalf. So that was an incredibly efficient round for PlanetKey. All of a sudden makes this game very interesting again.
Yeah, we're using push to talk right now. Okay. Fiflaurin is here.
Oh, you
the first thing he says when he walks into the office is, "Damn, it smells like land in here." I'm like, okay, bro. We'll crack open a window real quick.
I'm gonna. I think that's a compliment, though. You know.
It is. It is. No doubt. No doubt. Ah, man, I need to have speakers in here. All right, whatever. We'll figure that out. We'll see what we can do, guys. But for now, at least, Copenhagen Wolves, after that terrific pistol, now they're actually in a bit of a dark spot because PlanetKey have an opportunity to get some momentum going.
Look at Cadian. He's so close with the P250. He is going to go down after the first kill, which leaves AC in a fairly awkward spot with the deagle in hand. He tries for the mid-air shot, but he's not going to get it. So yes, it's a 3-on-3, but the bomb is going to go down inside a B. And as you all know, retaking B is not exactly easy. So Copenhagen Wolves, I don't mind if they try, but I don't think they should. They have these two rifles. They might not want to commit everything to it.
Yeah, they're actually taking a bit of a risk. I mean, Pimp is going to be low, but hey, there's the shot from Kirby that comes in. It's just too little, really. They're not going to be able to get enough done in that round. One kill isn't quite going to cut it. They needed the defuse in that scenario, and it just doesn't happen. Copenhagen Wolves, I mean, that's the thing. If they were going to be able to have the money, that's what I checked real quick. If they were going to have the money to buy, well, then sure, okay, risk it, go for it with the guns, no problem at all. But they don't have the money to go for a buy in the follow-up round, so they still are here on pistols. So it's a bit of a shame. Maybe those rifles could have made the difference in this round. Maybe they could have gone for a force.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty sure they could have because, yeah, they would have had two rifles and another one could buy. So that's 3, and the 2 that had rifles would have been able to drop for somebody else. I'm actually fairly convinced they would have been able to summon a fairly decent buy if they hadn't thrown those rifles away. This round, they tried for a little bit of sneak up the middle. Doesn't really work out. So this very likely is going to be 11-8 before Copenhagen Wolves can start to really have a decent defense here. Nico, though, with the 5-7 in hand. And actually something we forget about Nico, because we rarely see him play, because he only plays the game for 2 months and then he goes on retirement again and comes back 2 months later. But so in the interim, we actually forget that Nico is actually a really scary pistol player. Like, really scary. I would say, like, amongst the top 5 or 10 in the world or something when it comes to pistols. He's really, really incredibly good. So that's something to keep an eye on as well.
Now we've seen the impact that he's had already in these pistols. He's gotten frags. Now, the question is, is he going to be able to do some damage here with the 5-7? Pimp is going to get taken out, so that's not going to help things here. But Nico is sneaking his way up on Cat, and he could potentially catch Alex off guard, but he misses his timing. And that is going to cost him. He's still alive somehow. Alex has to go to the Glock to get the job done. But unfortunately, Anders, it works the other way as well. You can call people out and they're going to step up and get frags, but then you can also curse people too. He had 20 bullets in that little 5-7. He couldn't get the job done.
So much power to have, right, Sam? I know. I realized that he was missing all those shots. This is going to backfire on me instantly. Like, instant karma for me as well. I'll accept it. I appreciate that. Alexar walks right into Nico, and this time, it's not really a pistol. I mean, calling the AWP a pistol would be a bit of an understatement, really. Another follow-up grenade on Struxy. Casually, he's just put down that landmine over there as well. Stavros and Nex are going to be left 2 on 5. Looking really quite decent for Copenhagen Wolves at the moment. But the bomb, it is being planted as we speak. Nex going to be all alone. He takes down Pimp. And Nico will get his quad kill in the round. So making up for the last one, 11-8.
You see, that may be a trend as well, right? We curse them, but then in the next round, it's like Trubley in the pistol. He didn't do it, but then in the next round, he gets like 4 kills. Or 2 really valuable kills. This time around, it's Nico's time to shine. So there you have it. That's how it spins sometimes. But Copenhagen Wolves are going to be all grins right now because this is them turning the momentum back their way. PlanetKey are spending all of their money now to get equipped in this round. So if Copenhagen Wolves can keep this going, they have a chance to put PlanetKey on Eco and really have some momentum. What? Okay then, Nico. Truly, 1-for-1 trade it long, but that was a 6 shot from Nico.
That went really quickly. Kebu got sacrificed, but they did get the return kill on Trubley at least. Cadian waiting down in the middle, and they're going to smoke off. He throws out a bit of a grenade, and it actually bounces a little bit too far back. Does some damage, but not as much as it could have done. Up and short. Pimp is ready with the smoke as well, just trying to... No, he's going to be waiting a little bit longer. He's not convinced they're really coming, but...
Yeah, they're trying to sell the fake right now. PlanetKey, at least. They went for the CT smoke, but they're still making noise up on Cat. So right now they're trying to just sow some confusion right now on Copenhagen Wolves' side, make it so that it's a little unclear as to where they're going to be coming. They don't want to telegraph, the play. They want to try and catch Copenhagen Wolves off guard here. But it's looking like it is going to be a B play after all. The bomb is up in Upper Dark, and they're going to be pushing in fairly soon. AC's in a bit of a cheeky position, though. This is Scream's usual spot. Let's see if he can actually get the spray down.
Nex is kind of looking that way, but not entirely. He needs help. AC is going to be so much alone. He has to get at least 1 kill, but preferably 2. He's going to miss the first one going by, and Nex is there to pick it up. Alexar survives on very little health, and now it's going to be a really tough retake. That looked so good for Copenhagen Wolves until nobody wanted to help AC out.
Do you think they fed him to the Wolves, Anders?
I'm not quite sure. Something definitely went on there. Flashbangs in. Alexar is in a great position. He misses the shot, though. He's low on health as well. He goes down. Struxy might be next. Nex is coming in to help out. Does get a really good kill in there. Pimp is going to go down now. Cadian in a one-on-one. He catches Nex, and he does not have the kit. He's going to pick one up. No, he didn't pick it up. Cadian, what are you doing? Oh, my God. Semler, if they had lost the round because of that, I'm not sure Cadian could show himself in public ever again. There would be people who had previously visited CSGO Lounge waiting outside of his house and just being very angry.
Dude, shooting AC in the back of the head with the pistol and then fumbling the kit pickup, that would have been Cadian just... his heart's got to be in his throat right now, pounding. That's not good. That is not good, but it's going to be fast play here all long. This time around, Pimp, though, he's going to be able to hold, and they do manage to fall back to better positions. PlanetKey trying to push through, and they're not having too much luck.
Oh, but then, after that, it would have been great for Copenhagen was just standing still, but somehow AC managed to lose his head and just kind of charged into middle, and Struxy was there waiting for him. So that actually brings it back a little bit, interestingly. A bit of a slip-up, I think, on AC's part, but Yeah, we'll see. PlanetKey want to make the crossover, and there are 2 people waiting here. One of whom have an AWP, and Cabby's also down there with the M4A1 in hand.
Yeah, that was brave. Trying to make that cross. Nico, that AWP is going to shut them. But no, they don't quite have the angle. They are looking like they want to change it up, however. This is actually pretty clever. If they can manage to find a way in, Cadian's going to spot them moving up Cat, but that's not going to stop Alex from getting up there. So they could potentially walk up onto this A site. Now that they know that Long is clear, they have Cat. They have to know that they can be able to walk out onto this site now.
I think they thought that Cadian was covering all of it. I think Cadian did even spot like a pixel walking by up on short, but not enough that he noticed. It was much easier for us to see with the X-ray on. Without it, I'm sure it would have been really hard. So, yeah, this is going to be a free bomb plant, essentially, for PlanetKey. And I'm not sure that the Danish team is entirely sure how that happened. I think they saw Struxy, but they never saw Alex up there. Retake coming in.
This is very cool coming out of here from PlanetKey. Everything working out. Copenhagen Wolves, though, they've got to be feeling confident. They've got the life lead, but Alex gets the drop on Kjærby, who's going to get caught out in the open here on CT slope. Nico strikes back from Cat, though, and now it's all down to Strux, but he's got the perfect flank, and it's planted for Long. He's going to have the angle here to get on and stop this defuse. Does he know where it's planted, though? He's trying, and he's going to get it. Just barely in time.
What is this game coming down to? Nice play from Struxy. Really good movement to decide to go back instead of fighting from pit, which is obviously what Copenhagen's Wolves thought. That's why they put up that smoke. It almost helped them out anyway. But now we're at 12-10, and Copenhagen Wolves actually have to eco. So this game is all over the place, and it's great. It's only the first in a best of 3. This is very, very interesting.
And now PlanetKey are giving Copenhagen Wolves a taste of their own medicine. Straight out onto B site. Full-on YOLO rush. And now it's all going to be down. Well, it was going to be down to the man holding solo there. That was AC, but he didn't last too long. Trubly up and dark is going to take out Nico. And Copenhagen Wolves, I mean, they did the best they could with pistols, but at the end of the day, PlanetKey, the quick aggression from them, no clever angles coming out from Copenhagen Wolves, and they're going to be able to secure this round fairly quickly here.
Pimp about to walk into a trap, so no issue at all. Just the one team kill in the mix there on Alexar, and we're at 13-10. Copenhagen Wolves going to be picking up the rifles straight away, but if they start losing, I mean, they really can't afford to lose any more rounds. This is now time to step it up. Nico has a scout, and Alexar has an AWP, so is he really going to try and fight middle, AWP versus scout? Answer is yes.
Is this when we start saying, you know, like man mode? You're gonna go. This is anti-hacker stuff, really. You know, when you're matchmaking and some guy's triggering and he's on the side with dust. You know, that's how you turn the game around, man. 5 scouts mid, kill him first. There you go. You guys, you all know what to do now. Nico, though, that's the question. He's quick enough to do, you know, 5 guys' job. He can do it alone, single-handed.
I mean, I would pick Nico over Alexar in an AWP battle, but AWP versus Scout's always a little bit different. Although now it might be down to the middle here with Cadian and Pimp really close to the double doors in middle. Up on short, Nico's waiting with the Scout in hand. He does spot the people crossing over, but can't quite land the shot. He's going to be playing a little bit safely again. PlanetKey, they have the bomb down on long, so Tropley... they can still go either way, but if he joins them on short now, they might have a really good way of making an entry.
This is actually going to get a bit hairy here because Nico's going to be holding the cross point. He's got Kjærby to secure long, so this is all he has to worry about now, watching Cat and making sure that PlanetKey can't push through. But with a Scout, if he had an op, you know, 1 shot, 1 kill, yeah. But with a Scout, he's got to hit nothing but headshots, so that may very well overwhelm him. He does actually have a rotation coming in from Cadian, who's going to be holding on CT slope, so he could have some support there. But 19 seconds left. PlanetKey are taking way too long with this. They need to get out there fast.
Kjærby at least winning the battle down on long, but it might not have been enough here. Nico got 1 body shot in, and then he got jumped by someone jumping down, in fact, onto the ramp. Good kill from Pimp. A follow-up. AC there now. Alexar and Stavros are left, and it's going to be down to Alexar here. 1 on 3. Timing is the only thing they need right now, and they'll be just fine. They walk in. Headshot's already been landed. Alex will go down. Kjærby, long range, stays alive, gets the triple kill, and wins it for his team as well. Should be able to claim the AWP. That's a huge victory for Copenhagen Wolves. They lost this round. Would have probably been PlanetKey taking the first map, essentially. So this really makes a big difference. Just a 2-round lead. And even with the bomb plant, they're going to have to... Well, they could force it up and just leave next on nothing. What do you think?
I'm thinking right now that was a cool little well, that last round at least was fun. There was a moment's hesitation on Copenhagen Wolves' side for sure, where they were like, "Well, are we gonna go for this or not, guys? You know, do we save or not? You know, because there's like a bit of a stutter step in Kjærby at least, where he was like hesitated, but then things seemed to fall into place, and they were able to just quickly overwhelm PlanetKey. So sometimes that's the difference, right? If you save every round, you're not going to be able to. Well, you're not going to win them, right? So you gotta risk it sometimes. What's happening now, though, is this is actually perfect timing as well for a pause, pretty much, because it could allow PlanetKey to get to catch their breath. Because Copenhagen Wolves now they have to try and maintain the momentum through the pause, and that may be a little bit tricky considering they just won a really crucial round. Now they just want to hit the ground running and keep going, and all of a sudden you got to wait a few minutes. So now can they actually keep that pressure up?
They stole the AWP as well, and that obviously does make a big difference. If they could get Nico to land some of those shots, and Nico has been playing pretty well. He's at 23, just 1 kill behind Nex, who's 24, top fragging currently on the PlanetKey side. But as soon as we're ready here, I'm interested in, yeah, they are going to go for the 4-sub. I was sort of wondering if it was worth it for them, because I'm guessing maybe Star Wars could just drop an AK, but that means they won't have an AWP. So yeah, they're going to go for the double AK instead of the AWP, which I guess is alright. I actually don't mind PlanetKey doing this, because they're on the terrorist side, and if they're going for some of these fast plays that they have been going for in the past, then why not try and do it?
Certainly. It's just a very touch-and-go kind of risk sort of scenario just because they have to get it done here. If they lose this round, they're back to 0 money. And Copenhagen Wolves are going to be close enough to close that gap, tie it up, and really make a fight for the last few rounds of this game. So PlanetKey, it's right now that they have to just shut down Copenhagen Wolves, annihilate all the hope that they've allowed Copenhagen Wolves to get over the past several rounds. They just need to put their foot down and end it right here. I'm liking this from PlanetKey as well. Copenhagen, like they're not giving it away. Actually, I don't think that they've taken a single shot. So I don't know if they've given it away. The fact that they have rifles this round, Copenhagen Wolves may still be guessing.
Yeah, it's definitely a very slow round. Like even odd for almost any team, almost every team at least by the first 10 seconds. I mean, will be down in upper dark and middle just to check out what's going on. But PlanetKey are playing it even slower than that. And at the end of the day, could work out for them if they get the entry frag. To me, this still feels like they're going to end up, maybe going out towards A long and then splitting towards the A bomb site through short and long. But they should check short before, and if they do, they might lose someone to Nico.
Will they? Will they? I'm liking this from Copenhagen Wolves, though. They've stacked up on B site. They've got 3 guys here. PlanetKey. They've been everywhere, but this is a perfect guess coming in from Copenhagen Wolves. Pimp is in a great position to do some damage. He's going to catch Trobley off guard. There's the first one, gets the second through the box as well. And just like that, Copenhagen Wolves are off this map. Cadian decides to YOLO it out onto the slope, and he's going to get punished. That's all Stavros, but he is now the last man alive in a 1v3, and this is a perfect scenario. How does he get that kill as well?
I don't have the answer, unfortunately, to that question. That definitely seemed like he should have gone down almost immediately. The bomb does get planted, but he's going to get killed anyway. A tiny trick that gets put out here in Copenhagen Wolves is very cool. They have Pimp spotting through the door, and then he falls back and puts the smoke down, which obviously should be a big indication for anyone on the terror side coming from the middle that someone's fallen back. And in fact, they still have one guy hiding outside the bomb side in that corner, and he got 2 kills. So that was a really nice idea, I think, from Copenhagen Wolves. That's going to win them the round.
It's gonna basically put the brakes on PlanetKey's hopes right now. They have to go for a bit of a mix buy actually. Nex had a bit of extra money, so he goes for armor helmet with the Tech 9. And this is PlanetKey just full out aggression onto Cat, and they're gonna catch Nico off guard. There's the AWP for Alex R. Perfect man to pick it up. Let's see if he can actually find the entry onto this A site. Good flash is coming out, however, gonna force him to turn away, buy some time for the positioning, but he still manages to tag Kjærby. He's not gonna get the kill though. Pimp is there to save the day. He's got the rings on, Anders.
Star Wars is going to be alone here, 1-on-3. So yes, there was a bit of pimp slapping going up on Catwalk. They make it out. It's a nice position there for the terrorist player, just leaning, trying to get drawn by some artist or other. 13-13. I mean, that could have gone horribly wrong for Nico. He basically gave them a free AWP, and if they got one more kill entering short, that would have been a disaster.
If Kjærby doesn't get tagged through the wall, that's pretty much what saved him right there. Alex landed the first shot on Kjærby, but he dropped him down to 24 instead of getting the kill because I think he clipped him through the wall or something. So if Kjærby dies there, then Pimp is alone. He has no support, and maybe he gets overwhelmed too. I mean, it wouldn't be surprising, especially close range versus pistols. So that was a lot of that came down to that shot right there. They could have had that PlanetKey, or at least gotten a plant out of the situation. Now, unfortunately for them, well, they do have the money for a buy, so it is pretty healthy. Alex, actually, as I'm prattling on, is going to find the kill at long. So this is actually a good start here for PlanetKey. That entry is huge for them.
Yeah, and it looked like Copenhagen Wolves had some sort of setup because they had Kirby right next spot to him. So I think maybe they were counting on Nico getting the opening and then falling back in Upper Dark, though. Next is going to walk right into AC, and he's going to go down immediately. Now they're pushing out into middle. This is such a weird position. Cadian is going to throw one flashbang over into the middle. It's a little bit too soon. And actually, PlanetKey are going to fall back into upper. This is a weird strat coming out from the German team. Oh, you gotta wonder at this point if it's a strat or if they're just reacting to every death they're essentially getting here. Flashbang out, follow up HE is good. Oh, it's a team kill in fact, and an AC with the kill. And PlanetKey having a very bad round here. They cannot afford to buy, and it's going to be 14-13 for Copenhagen Wolves. Semler, do you feel like maybe the Danes are sort of over, like, you know, they're kind of taking over here towards the end?
That's what I was wondering about going into this first best of three is, or at least this first map, right, is the experience that's on the Wolves' side. Lots of experience on their side. You know, is that going to be able to make the difference here once it comes to crunch time? If they get into a brawl, are they going to be able to stop the push? And speaking of pushes, it's going to be that push out onto B's site, and AC's already picked up 2 frags. He spots out the rest of them in Upper Dark as well. The bomb is there. It's been dropped, and this is pretty much 15 rounds here for Copenhagen Wolves without a whole lot coming in from PlanetKey.
There's the AC show over there. He did get 4 kills. Pimp stealing the last one there. And we will be looking at 15-13. It's map point for Copenhagen Wolves. Not quite match point. Still, of course, more is coming up. But, yeah, that's a big turnaround, obviously, in the game here. Copenhagen Wolves have a lot of money to buy in if they lose this one. Good bank on Pimp and Cadian, so they'll be just fine.
All right, well, let's see. I mean, this is it now. All or nothing for PlanetKey. They've got enough money. They've got full buy pretty much, apart from Alexar, who went for the op, light on the nades, but still, that's perfectly fine. Everything comes down to him getting an entry frag. And so far, he hasn't really had anything to go off of. It's going to be Nico picking up Trubley, who was peeking at long. That's not going to help things here for PlanetKey. Alex, who was focusing on mid, has been given 0 targets. He has nothing to shoot at right now, and that is definitely not helping out the German lineup. I'm really liking how passively, after that pick, look at how Copenhagen Wolves, they just go back to standard. They go back to giving PlanetKey no opportunities to bring it back to a 4-on-4. They're holding very passively right now.
Yeah, they really are. And this is going to be such a rough short take if they're trying to do it. They need to win this battle down on long. Alexar has to defeat Kirby because otherwise Nico can divert his full attention with Pimp as they try and come through. And that's going to be really, really tough. So, yeah, I think this is almost going to certainly end in a slaughter.
Well, let's see. Can Nico land the shots? There you go. First one. Down on CT slope. Nico sees it coming. He gets the second one. Stavros is gone. Now Nico with the flick misses it and will not hit the follow-up. But Pimp is still here to lock it down. And they are going to be running right into the bacon wall. There is no hope now for PlanetKey. Shots out. Pimp gets the final frag. And that's 16-13 for the first map. Copenhagen Wolves taking dust 2. Not a bad performance at all. But what an entertaining map to start things off tonight. That was about as good as it gets.
There was a lot of stuff going on in that match, right? We really had a full complement. There were some